The primary antagonist of Dexter, Original Sin, who murdered Jimmy Powell and abducted Nikki Spencer, has been exposed, and the startling turn of events requires some justification. Dexter Original Sin is a prequel, yet it still manages to shock and astonish its viewers in a lot of ways. The prequel series has been full of surprises, from Original Sin retconning Dexter's third kill to perhaps featuring a cameo from Brian Moser. Episode 7 of Original Sin featured one of its most surprising twists, which might require some explanation. Dexter Original Sin Episode 7 has finally provided the answer to one of the main mysteries of the Dexter prequel series. Who killed Jimmy Powell and abducted Aaron Spencer's, Patrick Dempsey's son, Nicky? The kidnapping case saw a number of changes in Original Sin Episode 7, with Nicky attacking his assailant despite losing a finger, and Dexter discovering a drop of the kidnapper's blood on the box. Dexter was even able to figure out who the killer was. But Original Sin's twist villain and his motives need a bit of explanation. Following Dexter's discovery of the killer's blood on the box containing Nicky's finger and his observation of the bandage on Aaron's arm, Original Sin went one step further and showed Aaron purchasing the same prepackaged meals that the kidnapper fed to both Jimmy and Nicky. Dexter pieced together that Captain Aaron Spencer is the murderer of Jimmy Powell and the kidnapper of Nicky Spencer. Earlier in the episode, Nicky made a shank out of the bucket handle in his cell and used it to stab his kidnapper in the wrist. As of right now, Dexter is the only one who has any suspicions about Captain Spencer. His and Nicky's blood types matched, as Aaron noted, which might be sufficient to persuade Tanya Martin and Vince Masuka to seek out additional proof. Aaron is an even less plausible suspect because he has done a fantastic job of acting distraught during the entire investigation. Miami Metro might not be able to show Aaron is the murderer at all, because Dexter's only evidence to date is entirely circumstantial. Aaron Spencer was identified as the murderer in Original Sin, although his motivations were not disclosed. It's possible that Aaron killed Jimmy Powell after kidnapping him in order to dispel suspicions about Nicky's abduction. When a child with divorced parents is abducted, the police frequently suspect one of the parents right away. However, Miami Metro investigators concluded right once that Nicky's kidnapping was by the same cartel that killed Jimmy. It is also far more plausible that the cartels would target Aaron's son, given his history of being tough on them. Aaron might have had a backup motive for accusing the cartels of being responsible for Nicky's abduction and Jimmy's death. At Miami Metro, both of the kidnappings were a real pain in the ass. Angel Batista, James Mars, and Bobby Watt, Reno Wilson, stated that they are pursuing the Los Tigres cartel with all of their resources in an attempt to locate their safe haven. It's possible that Aaron Spencer singled out the cartels in order to pressure Miami Metro to take action against them. The police captain and the cartels most likely still have a relationship, and Aaron might have been acting only to permanently imprison the cartels. It's more difficult to say why Aaron would abduct his own child and cut off his finger. In Original Sin Episode 4, Aaron was visibly upset about Becca's, Amanda Brooks, infidelity and her new fiancé, Nelson, Travis Myers. Abducting Nicky could be a means of inflicting harm on Nelson. Aaron might use Nicky's lost finger as proof that he should raise Nicky himself and that Nelson and Becca shouldn't have custody of him if he is released alive. He might even attempt to have Nelson falsely accused of the kidnapping in order to permanently remove the homewrecker from the situation. Aaron may have been trying to increase Miami Metro's motivation to track down the cartel they believe is to blame by particularly targeting his own son. Although Miami Metro prioritized the investigation due to the loss of a judge's son, the detectives would undoubtedly become agitated if they didn't act quickly enough to prevent the death of their captain's son. It might even be sufficient for Miami Metro to start murdering cartel members in retaliation. But it's too soon to say for sure why Aaron Spencer would abduct and disfigure his own son at this time. Now that Dexter is aware that Aaron Spencer mutilated Nicky and killed Jimmy Powell, he will most likely be the main focus of the remainder of Original Sin Season 1. Dexter has already stated that he wants to kill Aaron directly, but he must first get Harry Morgan's, Christian Slater, consent. Unfortunately, Harry and Aaron have been friends for years, and Dexter only has circumstantial evidence to support his claims. Dexter will have a difficult time persuading him that Aaron must die, and this could lead to a great deal of conflict between Dexter and Harry. It might even have contributed to Harry's suicide in the end. Additionally, Dexter very probably won't put Aaron on his kill table until Original Sin Episode 10, because he always eliminates the season's major antagonist in the finale. Dexter will probably look for additional proof that Aaron is the murderer in the upcoming Original Sin episodes before figuring out how to abduct a police captain without being discovered. Given that Dexter has been deeply troubled by violence against children, he is also likely to attempt to save Nicky before Aaron murders him. To put it briefly, Dexter has a lot of work ahead of him in Dexter, Original Sin, before he can murder Aaron Spencer. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.